Hi, good morning. This is Sarah Hayes and Angie Click with She Tries, and we're here to do the pre-event meeting for the She Tries Girl participants. So for our girls ages 4 to 14, if you signed up for She Tries Girl, you have a shorter course that you're going to do on Saturday morning. We're going to talk through those specifics as well as your timeline. Just know that we are so excited to have you. We've got more girls participating this year than we ever have in the past, so we're just thrilled about that. Our event is title sponsor, of course, is Cruise Subaru, and our presenting sponsors are Harris Teeter, Fleet Feet, and Press and More Real Estate Group. We're super grateful for them. You'll see their logos and them everywhere. And we are just about at capacity, so there's just a couple of spots left. If you have girls in your life who want to participate, I suggest you get signed up today because those spots are probably going to be gone before Friday. On Friday, we're offering packet pickup at Fleet Feet in Carnes Crossroads. That is located at 2509 North Main Street. It is right across from the Carnes Crossroads neighborhood. So it's not the Somerville Fleet Feet, it is the Carnes Crossroads Fleet Feet. And packet pickup will take place from 3 to 6 p.m. there. We will also have free fairy hair for our participants, which I forgot to mention to our women. But make sure you take advantage of that because my fairy hair is still in from earlier this year. And if you were one of the first 55 registrants, we actually we have a guard dog. Whew. If you're one of our first 55 registrants, you will get a hat that looks a lot like this. That is it this? Nope, it's not. This was last year's.
I have it.
Nope, you have last year's too.
Oh.
That is from Noah Moore and the Press and More group. And if you were not one of the first 55 registrants, we just learned from Noah this week that we're going to get another order of hats. We'll make sure that you get yours. So if you see other girls with hats like this and you didn't get one, we keep getting a list, and we just need to know how to get it to you. So we'll be in touch about that. Also with shirts, there's a handful of girls that had to register with no shirts. We're going to do our best to get a shirt to you guys. We know how important and how fun those are as part of the swag. We just had a lot more girls register this year than ever before. So a very good thing. We're just working through those logistics. On Saturday, the address you're going to look for, if you're not familiar with Carnes Crossroads, is 513 Woden Road. When you turn into First Avenue into Carnes Crossroads, you'll see a green barn. That is where all of our She Tries tent and merch and sponsors will be. You can go there to also pick up your packet on Saturday morning, either at 5:45 to 7 a.m., which is when the women will be there picking up their packets and getting set up for their event, or you can come a little later, closer to your event time, around 8:30 is when we'll open packet pickup back up. Your parent will park across from the green barn in the medical offices parking lot. We are sponsored by Sweetgrass Pediatrics and Solomon Dentistry, and we just ask that you not park in their parking spaces because they will be seeing patients that morning. When you get to the traffic circle, make your first right. There will be a parking sign, and that's where the parking will be. Once you arrive to the venue, you are going to park your car, walk your bike and your gear over to the green barn area, pick up your packet if you didn't do that on Friday, and then you're going to set up your transition area. Now that timing is going to depend on the women's event prior. So once the last cyclist of the women's event is out on the course, then the transition area will open for the women to get their gear out, and the youth will be able to set up. There will be volunteers there to help. Parents may help, but we prefer to try to minimize the number of people who are in transition. You will take your race number that is in your packet pickup. It's going to look right like this, and you're going to use this to get body marked. Angie's going to explain the rest of the things in my hand. But this number is your race number, and we do body mark the kids still. So you will get that number written on your arm and leg and your age as well.
Age by this year.
And it is your age, your current age, that will go on your body. So don't be surprised when someone comes at you with a Sharpie to do that. You are going to have color-coded wristbands that are here, and this will correspond with colors that are on your course to make sure that you are doing the course assigned to you based on your age. This one's blue, and we have yellow and purple. So make sure that that wristband goes on that morning. Before your event starts, Palmetto Tribe is going to be offering a free transition clinic inside the transition area. That's going to start at 10 a.m. and that is going to go through how to set up for your triathlon. So we know that most of you have never done one before, and there's a whole trick to feeling like set up and ready to take on this triathlon. And Palmetto Tribe works with local youth to get them prepared for triathlons in the community. So they're going to be leading that at 10. We recommend that you come for that just to learn a little bit more about the sport and how to get set up. And I think that's all from me. Once you get all set up, you're going to ask your parents to take 1,000,000 pictures of you, and you're just going to enjoy the music and the fun and cheering on the women until we can get your event started, hopefully around 10:30 Saturday morning. And I'm going to turn it over to Angie to talk about the specifics of each of the sports.
Okay, so the first event in triathlon is swimming. It goes swim, bike, run. And one thing I just want to quick talk about actually before the swim is kind of what your course looks like. So it's a little bit different for each age group. So you all have different swim distances. Most of you have different bike distances except for the 10 to 14 age group. And then most of you have different run distances, again, except for the 10 to 14 age group. So the way we're going to do that is we do that a couple ways. So the first thing we do is we put up signs that are directional. We also will have plenty of volunteers. And at the top of the sign, it's going to have age 4 to 6 purple cat. So if you're in this age group, the most important thing these girls, the most important thing for them to know is that they are going to wear a purple wristband and follow the purple cat. They don't need to know how to read this. They just need to know purple cat, purple wristband. And for 7 to 9, there is a yellow duck, and they have a yellow wristband, and that will signify their course. For 10 to 12, they will have a blue wristband, and they will follow the blue horse. See what we're doing here. And 13 to 14 will have a green wristband and the green frog. So these just go right on top of the signs. So you might see some signs with all of them, some signs with just one, or some signs with a couple on there. So that's just to help the kids figure out their courses a little bit smoother, help the volunteers as well. So we just want everything to go smoothly. We don't want anyone to go short of the course or go long. All right, so on the swim, there is no warm-up for the swim for the girls. And the volunteers will help line them up. Obviously, for the 4 to 6 age group, it doesn't really matter as much. But if someone did swim team or such and such, they will line them up first. So if they think they have a little bit of experience with swimming, that's fine. Just a note, in the 4 to 6 year old age group, they may wear a puddle jumper. They can take a pool noodle if they can't swim independently from one side of the pool to the other. However, they need to get there with a life jacket. We also have a lifeguard in the pool with that age group just to help them get from one side to the other. So it's all about the experience. It's all about the fun. If they don't have the swim skills just yet, we are happy to accommodate. The kids may use any stroke. They can stop at any point. They can hold on to the lane line. They can hold on to the end wall. And that's it with the swim. Next, they go to the bike. So if you are a parent of a 4 to 6 year old child, you may go into transition with your child. You may not get in the pool with them, but you can go into transition, you can go on the bike course, and you can go on the run course. We caution you from doing this because I can speak from experience, and your kids sometimes have a little bit more fun without you pushing them and telling them how to do things. We think it's fun as parents, but the kids don't always have as much fun of an experience when we're hanging out. So feel free to use your judgment. You know your children. All right, so next to the bike, the first thing you're going to do, they're going to get their bikes at their rack, and they are going to put their helmet on, and they are going to latch their helmet. That is the most important thing they can do.
Helmets are required. Every age, every kid has to have a helmet.
And it must properly fit them. If you're not sure if it properly fits them, come bring it on Friday to pack it pick up, and we will do a safety check for you.
It can be a unicorn helmet, but it has to be worn.
The roads for the youth course are closed to traffic. So that's a little bit different than the women's course, and that is a USAT rule. So we will have police and volunteers and barricades to close some roads. If you're going to pass, maybe for the older kids, if they can tell somebody that they're coming on their left, that's the general, rule of courtesy for passing cyclists. And that's it with the bike. So just encourage your kids to be mindful of others. It's really hard. They get in the moment and they don't, they can ride all over the road, but if you can encourage them to stay on one side and, ride as straight as possible, that's great. We want everybody to go home without any bruises. On the run course, they will stay on the path and sidewalk. It's pretty straightforward for the run. They need to wear their race belts on, or their race number on the run. So just a note about this. Sarah talked about the colored wristband. They must wear that. And then there's a helmet sticker that goes right on the front of their helmet, and that's how we can identify them in photos. And then there is also a sticker for the frame of their bike, so we'll want to put that on their bike. It's sometimes a little wonky on little kids' bikes, but just get it on there, again, for pictures, or if we need to, any safety reasons, we need to know who your child is, that's there. And then, of course, there's a bib that you wear on the run. They must wear that on the front of them. It can be pinned to their shirt. They may wear a race belt with it on. And just like the adults, they are not allowed to wear headphones. So that's a really big rule. We will disqualify your child if we see them in headphones. Spectator viewing for the kids is not on the pool deck. You can pretty much go anywhere else. Not on the course, but around the course. You can line up at the fence by the pool, and they can't be in transition unless you're with your 4 to 6 year old. Then that's fine. There are restrooms. They will be open from the time you get to the event until the time you leave. They're just right of the green barn, and we will give everybody when they get their swag bags, we'll give them a passport, and they can get that checked off by all the sponsors, and they can enter to win some really amazing prizes. There's miscellaneous hats and some Lululemon things and all kinds of good swag. We will do the awards after the last finisher, so it might seem like a long time because we will start each age group and they will have a little pause between each age groups ideally. So it might seem like if you have a little kid, it might seem like a long time till the last 10 to 14 year olds finish, but we promise it will be worth it, and seeing your little kid up on the podium is really, really cute. And we will go 5 deep in their awards. We just made a decision to do that this year because we have so many registered that we just wanted to give out more awards. So there's some really good stuff waiting for them. After the event, they can enjoy lemonade. We have snacks. We have popsicles. Hopefully the women will leave us some Vicious Biscuit. And we do have a note about a course change that we'll put it in the comments. But we do have a course change for the 10 to 14-year-olds on their bike course. We found a better way to do their course. So they will actually have a 2-loop course. They will go from the pool to all the way down Parish Farms to the end of the road, make a U-turn, come back, and they will do it again. So it's a great opportunity because you'll be able to see your child twice, where before you would only be able to see them once. So it's definitely more spectator friendly and more safe for all of our girls that are going to be out on the course that day. And there will be a dinosaur somewhere on the course, so an inflatable T-Rex. So they just need to make sure they pass the T-Rex twice, and that's the 10 to 14-year-olds only. Yeah. So that's all we have. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be around Friday at Packet Pickup for questions. You can certainly put questions in the comments. Do we need to look to see if there was any?
There's none.
Okay. So just remember, be strong, or be brave, be strong, and be yourself.
Bye.